They're one of only 3 European nations who use their own alphabet. And they basically invented Christianity. Or they basically claim to be the oldest Christian country in the world. Welcome to Armenia. Hello Internet, welcome to Lex Universe. So this video is a conclusion to my trip to Armenia. I want to give you some general information that you need to know if you want to travel there, any useful tips that you may find handy if you go there. So if you want to go to Armenia, stay tuned to this video, it will help you a lot. But before we begin, I have 2 things I want to say. First of all, if you are new to this channel, welcome. You may consider subscribing, it doesn't cost you anything and helped me a lot. And if you have subscribed to this channel, thank you very much, it made my day. The second thing is, I kind of got a lot of hate on my video from Yerevan, and some people even accused me that I got paid to show only the bad side of Yerevan. So first of all, that's ridiculous. That's probably the stupidest comment I've ever gotten. And I got some really stupid comments in the past. But on the other hand, if you feel that you want to pay me for that video, please feel free to find a link to my PayPal down in the description. It will be very appreciated. We can start with some general information. It is roughly 30,000 square kilometers in land, which is something like 11.5 square miles. And they have something over 3 million inhabitants, out of which almost 1/3, also 1 million, lives in the capital of Yerevan. Yerevan is kind of an old city, but it doesn't feel like that because it is kind of rebuilt during the Soviet era. Yeah, we are talking about the former Soviet Republic, in case you didn't know, but well, of course you did. Yerevan itself is not really beautiful. You will not find like many ancient landmarks there, but if you leave the capital, Armenia is pretty beautiful. And also, if you are in Yerevan and the weather is nice, you have a chance to see the Mount Ararat, which is the most sacred mountain for Armenians. By the way, according to the legend, the Noah's Ark landed there after the world flood. Where was I? Right. So you can see Ararat, but unfortunately Turkey stole that mountain from them, so yeah. But basically they are so tied to the mountain that there are so many things that are named after Ararat in the country, including restaurants, travel agencies. Well, God, even beer called Ararat is there, so yeah, don't drink it, it's like this. It's located in Caucasus, in case you didn't know that. It borders with Georgia to the north, Azerbaijan to the east and partially to the west, Turkey to the west, and Iran to the south. They do not have the best relations with their neighbors. Borders with Azerbaijan and Turkey are actually closed, so yeah. You're basically living on an island there. Speaking of which, we may need to address first how you get into the country. First of all, you can drive in. There are open borders with Georgia and with Iran. Both of these countries have pretty much only one border crossing that is relevant that you can use, so, well, suit yourself. But if you want to use some public transportations, there is a daily sleeper train going from Tbilisi to Yerevan. It takes the whole night, but well, it's a sleeper train, so. And then there are buses, there are direct buses or these like mini buses, marshrutkas that go from Tbilisi to Yerevan. They are cheaper, quicker than the train, but oh, I suppose less comfortable. And there are also modern daily buses from Iran, from Tehran and Tabriz. Also, there is this unrecognized country of the Republic of Artsakh that's located within the internationally recognized area of Azerbaijan, which Armenia doesn't officially recognize, but yeah, you will find their map all over Yerevan, and they have very friendly relations. So basically the people living in Artsakh are Armenians, so they have, yeah, unofficially they are big friends. Just if you want to travel to Artsakh, remember, you may go to jail in Azerbaijan. Now, you can also fly into the country, which will be the case for majority of you, I suppose. The main international airport, and well, for all intents and purposes, the only one is the Yerevan Zvartnots International Airport, which offers many direct flights to the former countries of the Soviet Union and Russia, and also many flights to Europe. Here I would mention two low-cost carriers, that's Wizz Air, that flies to many destinations in Europe, and also Pegasus, which flies to Istanbul. But Yerevan is also connected by many other larger airlines like Lufthansa, Austrian Airlines and LOT in Europe, or Qatar Airways, Fly Dubai and Air Arabia in the Middle East. So in case you're traveling from further out, this may be a good option. If you're traveling to Armenia from majority of the Western world, I would say, meaning most of Europe and the United States and some other countries like the United Arab Emirates and also many of the former Soviet republics, you will not need the visa and you may stay for up to 180 days. This is why, following the invasion of Ukraine, many Russians fled to Armenia. So if you are in Yerevan, you will meet a lot of Russians there because they can basically go there visa-free. If you are from some other countries, you may get the visa on arrival, and most of the African countries, in case you're watching me from Africa, you will probably need to visit an Armenian embassy or consulate to get the visa in advance. Now, we are in the country, we want to get around. How do we do that? Well, first of all, what I can recommend you definitely is to rent a car. It's not the cheapest option, but it's definitely the most convenient option. You will be free to travel anywhere you want. Majority of the renting companies do require quite a large sum as a deposit. So, well, but you may actually find some that do not require any, like we did. I suppose there was just some guy that had a car and just rented it to us. But yeah, you may find some smaller local car renting companies that do not require deposit, which is always good. But if you don't drive or you don't want to rent a car, there are some public transportation options. You may travel by bus. They use these like minibuses, they call it marshrutka, and that's the typical transportation option in many post-Soviet countries. I've already mentioned it in my videos from Georgia or Kyrgyzstan, so that's pretty much the same thing. Mostly these marshrukas connect you from one city to another. If you want to travel to some smaller villages, they usually depart from the major town or city in the area in the hub and spoke manner. So you will probably need to transfer somewhere. It's unlikely that you will get with one minibus from Yerevan to some distant local village. That's probably not gonna happen. You can also go by train. They are much slower and slightly more expensive, but it's really not that different. You may find the main advantage of these, that you might find the timetables online on this website, and I will also leave the link in the description. That's kind of convenient, but like I said, they are old Soviet trains and it takes a lot of time to get anywhere, and there are really not so many stops where you can travel. The main railway is from Yerevan to Gyumri, but there are also some routes to other smaller towns, cities. I will not name it here, I don't really remember the names, but just check the website and you will see if that's working for you or not. Well, eventually you may also get a taxi or a Yandex in the cities. May be useful for you if you want to travel anywhere and you don't want to drive. When I'm talking about the getting around, I need to mention the roads and the general feel of driving. First of all, the roads are not really in a good shape. Like the main, I don't even want to call it highway, but the main road that goes from the north, from Georgia all the way through Yerevan and to the south to Iran, it transpasses a lot of mountains. So so as you can see now, this is considered a highway, which is weird, and you can drive really fast there. And the issue is that the locals actually do drive quite fast, and the Armenian drivers are not the most considerate people in the world. So I don't think, from my personal experiences, that it's really safe to drive there or even be around the roads. But if you are an adventurous person, go for it. It's not that bad, but be on alert. Like, the traffic signs and the rules are basically just there, but well, nobody really follows them, I suppose. Now let's talk shortly about money. The official currency of Armenia is the Armenian dram. It has kind of small value, so you will normally see banknotes with 10,000, 20, 50,000 drams, and it's no big deal. The prices are generally a little bit cheaper than in Europe, but not that much actually. If I should somehow compare it, it's like more expensive than Kyrgyzstan but cheaper than Poland, something like that, you know. When you talk about these former Soviet republics, everybody, well, many people somehow always mention the matter of safety. I would say that Armenia is quite safe, unless you would want to drive or be near roads, like I already said. Then I suppose, actually, I must say that East European countries and cities are kind of safer than the West Europeans. It's strange, but it's kind of the truth. It also kind of depends if you consider Armenia to be part of Europe. Many people don't. I don't care, but you know. So you don't really need to be really high on alert. I wouldn't like really bring up the topics of Turkey, Azerbaijan, Nagorno-Karabakh and these things, because it's kind of touchy, and the people there don't like to talk about it, and they have very strong opinions about everything. So just don't get into argument with them and you will be fine. The official language of Armenia is Armenian. Obviously, they use their own alphabet. It's really cool. Actually, I think that the written form of this alphabet kind of looks like written Cyrillic, but it's completely different. And when you look at it in the printed form, it's completely different. I always kind of had a feeling that's somehow similar to Georgian, but it's definitely not. The language is not really similar to anything you know, so you will probably have problems to understand. But luckily for you, as a former Soviet republic, many people still speak Russian, and as I said, there are a lot of Russians in the country, so if you know Russian, that might be useful. English is a little bit less used, but I think especially in the younger generation in the cities, you will somehow get by. But honestly, when I compare it to the countries where I've been, I think only Kyrgyzstan was worse in the knowledge of English, so kind of, you know. Don't rely on that, but the thing is, you may need Google Translator, because, yeah, obviously you didn't know that there was such a thing, so now I'm telling you, there is Google Translator, you can use it. Climate in the Caucasus is kind of weird, because when you look at it from the perspective of the latitude, you may find that Armenia is actually on the same latitude as Turkey, or I don't know, like southern Spain and stuff, so it should be really warm, but that's actually not the case, especially during the winter months, as it is really mountainous. I think some 80 or 90% of the country is mountainous, which I don't actually really know what it means, but you know, there are a lot of mountains there and they are quite high, so yeah, it's quite cold during the winter and also during spring. Now then, as it goes to summer, obviously it's really hot. Just go watch my video from Georgia. The climate is very similar, so just consider that. I would just only say that Armenia is a little bit more up there. So if you're going in spring, bring your shorts and your winter coat and you will be just fine. So that's Armenia. Do you want to know anything more? I spent some time there. I can give you some advice if you want to travel there, if you're interested in anything in particular that I didn't say in this video. Definitely go watch my videos from the country if you want to see more from how it looks, how it feels, what you can see there. I didn't really mention all the beautiful sights that you can see and visit in Armenia, and they're quite cool. And the country is not really that touristy, so you will not meet so many people in these spots. Some of them we actually did really have only to ourselves, which was amazing. So definitely, if you have any more questions and you want to travel to Armenia, let me know in the comments down below what you want to know, what you are interested in, and I will get you as quickly as possible. And well, that kind of sums up everything. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, check out my other social media, and I will see you next time. Ciao.